VA has announced that it will stop enforcing an interim final rule called Evaluative Rating the Impact of Medication. This rule caused a lot of concern as soon as it was announced, so let's discuss what happened in the last 48 hours or so. A couple days ago, as many of you know, VA implemented a rule change that would have required disability ratings to factor in how well a veteran functions while taking medication. In other words, VA examiners would be permitted to consider how much symptoms improved with medication, and adjudicators would have, in turn, been able to consider that information when assigning disability ratings. That rule change triggered immediate and widespread backlash. Within hours of the rule's publication, major veteran service organizations voiced strong opposition. They felt that veterans might be penalized for following prescribed treatment plans, and no veteran should have to worry that taking medication to manage a service-connected condition might jeopardize their compensation. The public response was immediate and substantial. Thousands of comments were submitted at regulations.gov in just a matter of a couple days. So shortly thereafter, VA leadership announced that enforcement would stop. The department stated that although it did not agree with how the rule had been characterized, it recognized the level of concern and would not move forward with applying it. Specifically, VA Secretary Collins said that, quote, VA will continue to collect public comments regarding the rule, but it will not be enforced at any time in the future, end quote. So 3 takeaways here for veterans and their advocates. The first is that if you're pursuing a claim or appeal, the longstanding legal framework still applies. Unless a specific diagnostic code explicitly factors in medication, VA should evaluate the underlying severity of your condition consistent with controlling case law. Second, it's important to stay informed. As we've seen this week, regulatory developments can move very quickly, and they can directly affect your rights or your compensation. Reviewing official sources such as the Code of Federal Regulations, decisions from the U.S. Court of Appeals for Veterans Claims, and credible veterans law resources can help you understand what changes mean in real, practical terms. And third, remember that benefits are not a handout. They're compensation for disabilities incurred or aggravated during military service. Congress created this system to recognize the real-world impact of those conditions on work and daily life. When potential policy changes raise concerns, it's appropriate and important for veterans and advocates to speak up. Constructive public engagement is part of how the system improves. We will continue monitoring developments closely. If you have questions about how disability ratings are calculated, how medication may factor into your specific diagnostic code, if at all, or whether you may be entitled to a higher evaluation, there are educational resources available to you at cck-law.com and on our YouTube channel to help you understand your options.